Hi there, Andrew here. I love to be entertained, but I have no patience. So I give every new show I watch only one episode to hook me. Welcome to Debut Review. So last time I watched the first episode of Sailor Moon. While searching the internet for a legal way to watch the first episode of Sailor Moon, I came across Sailor Moon Crystal. And I had no idea what that was, but apparently it was a recent, I think 2014, remake of Sailor Moon, meant to adhere more closely to the source material. So today, I'm going to watch the first episode of Sailor Moon Crystal, and see see how it holds up, see how well it performs, see how it compares to the original, see if adhering closer to the manga makes for a better first episode. So, the show description reads, based on Naoko Takeuchi's legendary manga series, Sailor Moon Crystal retells the story of Sailor Moon as she searches for her fellow Sailor Guardians and the legendary Silver Crystal to stop the dark forces of Queen Beryl. So, all right, will Sailor Moon Crystal get as many clappity claps and kudos as the original Sailor Moon? We shall see. Oh yes, we shall see. The original did it better. Yeah, I hate to be that guy, but although, is it that guy when you prefer the original adaptation instead of the redo that adheres closer to the source material? I don't know. I think the original 90s series, at least, comparing first episodes, handled its stuff better than the 2014 reboot, redo, remake, whatever you want to call it. I hear a truck idling outside. I hope you don't. One interesting thing is the show goes for a art style wise. All of the backgrounds are done very close to what they look like in the 90s show, which itself looks like it was made in the 80s or 70s. But the character models and designs have been updated to be much more modern. So that juxtaposition between the modern looking characters and the old looking backgrounds is kind of weird, and I don't really care for it. I mean, not a huge deal, but I'm not really getting that choice. Don't really care for most of the character designs either. They're just a bit too busy in the line work. I mean, not like clamp levels of line busyness, but kind of heading in that direction. Oh, also, the CG Sailor Scouts? No. 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 Don't do that. Don't. No. 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 Some of the opening uses CG models for the characters, and Usagi's transformation into Sailor Moon goes full CG. And it just looks weird. I mean, to be fair, the model itself is on model. It looks fine. It's just completely different. And it's weird. 2D animated show, 2D animated show, 2D animated show. Suddenly 3D for no good reason. 2D animated show. It's not a 2D animated show with 3D elements. It's full 2D animated. And then suddenly they switch to full 3D model for the... I don't know why. It's jarring and weird, and don't do that. So says I. Stupid cars. Why do cars have to drive past my place? The theme song is fine. It's upbeat. I don't think you're going to touch the classic that is the original, but it's fine. The music, both quality and how it's used, is much better in the original show. The pacing, the timing, the editing, both comedically and dramatically, is handled much better in the original show. For example, in the last debut review, when I was talking about the original show, one of the scenes I was pretty impressed with was where Usagi is. Her mother confronts her. It's like, I know your test score came back today, young lady. Let's see it. Let's see how well you did. And there's a lengthy pregnant pause while the mother stands there expectantly and Usagi decides what she's going to do. That's both funny and also kind of tense. And it's executed extraordinarily well in the original show. In this show, that's completely missing. It just kind of cuts straight to, you got a 30% in English test. I mean, it's not like it doesn't work, but handled a lot better in the original, if you ask me. And there are myriad examples such examples that I would compare between the two and say that the original handled it better. That's not to say that nothing in the new one works. I did find Usagi falling down her stairs and hitting her butt on every step on the way down. Thump, 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 thump. I honestly giggled at that. I thought that was pretty funny. I felt the way that her mother kicks her out of the house actually visually play. If I'm remembering it correctly, in the first one, it just hard cut and she's outside. I think that's in this one you actually see her throw her out, and I think that might have worked better. However, the way she kicks at her younger brother, I didn't even talk about this, but her brother comes home at the same time and calls her stupid and walks in, and she kicks at him and then ends up accidentally kneeing the door. It's a visual gag. Worked better in the first one, I thought. I'd have to really go back and look at both of them and to examine why I feel the first one worked better. But, here's another example. Oh, here's one thing that it did very well. When she meets Tuxedo Mask, whatever his true name is, although Tuxedo Mask in this version is not wearing a mask. He's wearing glasses. Not even glasses, just frames. Odd choice. Anyway, so the scene plays out pretty much the same. But there's a new wrinkle in this modern retelling. So they're staring off and she's like, harumph, and turns around and walks off camera. And then she walks back on camera and leans down and picks up her book bag and turns around and walks away. That was a good gag. I liked that. The timing was perfect. I was like, yes, very good, very good, very good. Then it did something that didn't work, in that the camera kind of followed Usagi. And while she's talking about, wow, Doki Doki, that guy's hot. And then it cut back to the guy still standing there. I'm like, that's kind of awkward. Been standing there that whole time? This one also, in the original, all of the people in the jewelry store collapse in the jewelry store. So when they rise again to fight Sailor Moon at the behest of the evil whoever, they're there. That's not how it works in this one. This one takes place like later that night after everyone's gone home. So the evil demon mother doppelganger person is like, come to me, my zombie slaves. And all of the people who are at the jewelry store earlier are like, yes, master. But they're in their own homes, so they have to walk to the jewelry store. It's like, did we just stand around for half an hour while everyone made their way in their zombie-ish shuffle to the store? Certainly works a lot better when everyone's collapsed in the store and you have them there. um, let's see. What else? What else? What else? That's about it. This just is not executed as well as the original. Remember what I was saying if you watched the last episode, I talked about how the show did a very nice job of organically introducing people and their relationships and things like that without, saying, "Hi, my name is Stephen and I am your brother. Hello, brother Stephen, who is my brother, whose name is Stephen." You know? The original show managed to communicate that information in a organic and non-intrusive or hokey manner. This one does not. This one literally stops the movie or the show cold and puts title cards on the screen. This is Stephen, who is my brother because we both have the same parents. I have not read the original manga. But if I had to guess, I would guess that these panels, which the show stops in freeze frame, and the panel the frame gets bordered with flowers, and then the person's name and who they are. I imagine that shot is actually a panel from the original manga. I imagine that's probably how the mangaka introduces their characters. Which is why you should adapt a manga to the new medium of anime. You don't do it exactly. They're two different mediums. There has to be an adaptation. Stuff that works in manga doesn't necessarily work in anime, and vice versa. That's my. So I would hazard a guess that in a lot of ways this new show is not working for me is because it adheres too closely to the source material. I've not read the original source, so I can't say for sure, but hey, 'tis my guess. So, yeah, I think there's like several different Sailor Moon series. I doubt I'll watch anymore, but this was really interesting. I have filled a hole in my anime knowledge. So, yay.